Adam Walker says it is not like his son to disappear like this, and that's why they're so worried about him and need your help bringing him home. Here's another look at Walker. He's about 5'5", 120 pounds. Dominic was last seen wearing a red pullover. If you know anything, you should call Decatur police. A Decatur man accused of repeatedly raping a girl was sentenced to 9 years. Antwain Ward pleaded guilty to 1 count of criminal sexual assault of a victim under 13. Our partners at the Herald and Review report Ward was accused of raping the girl since she was in 1st grade. Officers say the attacks came to light in 2017 when her mother learned about them and took her daughter to the hospital. The state's attorney says the girl tried to tell her mom before, but she didn't believe her, and Ward used that to continue assaulting her. New this morning, a Cook County man was arrested in connection with a Danville shooting. Police say Percy Freeman was involved with the April shooting that killed 25-year-old Roosevelt Anderson. Anderson was shot in the head near Fair Oaks apartment complex. Freeman has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of murder. He was the 2nd person arrested for this crime. 21-year-old Denzel Aldridge pleaded not guilty to murder charges as well. A man who police say shot and killed a man last week turned himself in yesterday. They say Isaiah Kane killed Scott Roth in Champaign. Police are still investigating, and if you have any information, you should contact Crime Stoppers. Some people promise they have ideas on how you can get rich quick. One state senator has a similar plan, but some say it could land her in trouble. Senator Patricia Van Pelt is charging money for private seminars where she gives financial advice on how to invest your money in marijuana. The state could soon decide to legalize it, but she has an idea to cash in on it before that happens. The senator uses Facebook posts to try to convince investors to buy marijuana stocks. In a promotional video, she claims she nearly doubled her own money in a matter of 3 weeks.
I bought some stock on December 19th, cannabis stock, and it cost me $13 a share. By January 4th, it was worth $24 a share.
Legislative Ethics Commission members say they weren't aware Van Pelt was doing this. Ethics experts say something like this could very easily become illegal. Governor Pritzker announced a plan to lower the number of HIV cases in Illinois. In 2017, there were nearly 1,400 new cases of HIV. The focus is not to find a cure, but instead to stop the spread of the disease, and to do it by the year 2030. The Get to Zero plan is a joint effort between the state, the city of Chicago, and the AIDS Foundation of Chicago. Officials say HIV disproportionately affects minorities in Illinois. There are nearly 40,000 people in Illinois who are living with HIV, including House Majority Leader Greg Harris.
Our families and our nation have been living with that disease, and over that time, yeah, I know I've lost, an uncounted number of friends. A cure is a long way off, but we still have an option for treatment and prevention today.
The Get to Zero plan has been in the works for 2 years. The final goal is to make it impossible for the HIV epidemic to be able to sustain itself. This is a follow-up from last week. We told you a bus of Arcola first graders was hit head-on by a car. Yesterday, we were able to talk with the driver of that bus. Sherry Bear was behind the wheel and had to act fast. That meant slowing down and pulling over. The bus was still hit, but no one was seriously hurt.
I just watched him, and then at the very end, as I knew he was going to hit us, I said, he's going to get us. He's going to get us. I'm just, I mean, there was nothing much else I could do. Just, he was there, and that was it. He was just going to get us.
Bear went to Arcola Elementary School on Monday to talk with the students there. They made signs to thank her for what she did. 16 troopers have been hit by drivers this year, 3 of those ending with officers dying. Now the governor and lawmakers are making sure people who fail to move over face serious repercussions. Senators and representatives from both parties are sponsoring a bill that would increase fines and raise awareness for drivers. Under their bill, the minimum fine for violating Scott's Law would increase from $100 to $250. A $750 fine would be implemented for violations after that. The money would go to a Scott's Law fund to educate the public about the consequences of not moving over. This Friday, fallen police officers will be honored. The Champaign Police Department will hold their annual police memorial ceremony at Westside Park. It's to honor law enforcement officers from around the world with a special tribute to 2 Champaign police officers who died on duty, Thomas Dodsworth and Robert Tatman. The ceremony will start at 11:15 and a motorcade will follow the event to the countywide memorial in Urbana. IDOT has a plan to fix a bridge many of you have noticed is in disrepair. A picture of it has been circulating on social media. The bridge runs along I-74 between the Lincoln Avenue and Neal Street exits. The bridge is 61 years old, and IDOT says about 63,000 cars travel across it every day. They plan to start construction in 2020, and while they don't have a specific date, it'll happen sometime after July. It'll cost almost $30.5 million. It wasn't famous or exotic, but it was a constant on the U of I campus. That is, until yesterday. The hackberry tree behind the famous alma mater was taken down. The years had not been kind to the old tree. Branches were falling and the trunk began to rot. It had become a safety concern. It sure is nice to see trees, though, with all of their leaves turning from light green to the summer green, and just knowing that summer is just right around the corner.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, we have warmer temperatures on the way later into the week. Still